Hello, my name is Rusty Bascom. Unless you have participated in an engineering class at the CAT, you probably don't know me. I'm a local business owner of a small engineering consulting company located in the Rotterdam-Schenectady area. I have participated in the Mahonison Business Advisory Board for the last few years and been one of the evaluators for the NOCTI pre-engineering engineering technology exams taken by Mahonison students. I am also a Mahonison parent. My older daughter Erin graduated in 2016 and is studying architecture at Arizona State University. My younger daughter Emily is a graduate studying a specialized field of computer science called informatics at the University of Washington in Seattle. Emily has also spoken to Mahonison students about her experiences going off to college and her studies. I recorded this video because I recognize how crazy the world seems to be right now, and especially how crazy and uncertain the future might seem to you as students graduating high school. The COVID-19 pandemic and recent social issues impacting our country have completely disrupted our lives, especially all of you seniors. You have worked extensively for the last 12 years or so getting to this point and should be entitled to celebrate, but you're mostly stuck at home, not allowed to see your friends in the ways that you'd like, missing out on participating in sports and music, missing your prom, and most importantly, your graduation. Maybe you're thinking, stop the earth, we want to get off.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Well, those guys cheated. At least you had a great day for a senior parade. Anyway, back to this video. It occurred to me how confusing the times seem right now, and I thought maybe I could share some ideas with you. As a high school graduate, you may have had a plan but are thinking, well, now what? So I wanted to touch on some subjects that might be helpful to you to think about in the next weeks and months. Here's an outline of the topics I will briefly discuss. Starting work, unemployment, and attending college. Finding work during high unemployment. Going to college. Expectations for the college experience. Living in a dorm during a pandemic. Academic, music, and sports scholarships. Expenses and types of college settings. Study environment and preparation for social distancing. And I wanted to offer some available resources. As I go through some of these topics, I will mention some contacts for additional information. At the end of the video, I will provide links to help you access some of the resources. So, starting work. Maybe you were thinking about getting a job right out of high school. Normally, that can be a great option for young people, especially if you are tired of being in a classroom. Unfortunately, unemployment has really increased since the COVID-19 pandemic got started. We have all been asked to stay home for the last 2 to 3 months. This has had an impact throughout the U.S., where unemployment has increased significantly, possibly also affecting your parents' work. Both of my daughters had internships planned for this summer, which were ultimately canceled once the stay-at-home rules were implemented. The reasons for the unemployment concerns vary, but basically with people not working and earning wages, they have less money to spend to make purchases, which means that businesses are not seeing as much activity. Businesses with less activity need fewer workers, or possibly different kinds of workers, further impacting unemployment. This cycle is forecast to continue. The economy will eventually recover, but is unlikely to happen before the end of 2020. You should consider how this may impact your work plans. The circumstances for finding work are also especially challenging if you do not already have a job. Businesses are starting to reopen, but even the greatest optimists anticipate that our lives will be affected for at least several months and likely longer. And there is some uncertainty as to how COVID-19 may reemerge after the summer, where we may have to return to social distancing rules. During times of high unemployment, you could also consider going to college or pursuing a vocational study program rather than trying to find work immediately. Gaining skills as a mechanic, medical worker, technician, or starting your college studies could help you get employment later when the economy approves, because additional education looks good on your resume. Despite the high unemployment, some of you probably still need to find work. You should consider taking advantage of career counseling services and reach out to your Mahonison guidance counselor. They are available as resources. Certain types of jobs still remain in demand, including construction and vocational work, medical professions, and the freight transportation or trucking industry. If you think about types of work that were considered essential business during the stay-at-home rules, these are places to start. So going off to college. If after high school you were planning to go to college, you should stay with your plans, but consider how some aspects of attending college may now be different. This could impact your experience, as well as the cost and the value of what you receive for the tuition paid. First, the experience of attending college may be different. Both of my daughters finished out the 2019-2020 school year taking classes from home because in-person classes were canceled. My younger daughter has to take final exams to mid-June. From a learning perspective, sitting in a bedroom or living room at home is much different than sitting in a classroom. On-campus learning includes interaction with students and professors. The social aspect of being in the classroom and on campus is one of the most exciting parts about being in college. For this reason, you should consider how a modified on-campus experience, studying from home, might impact your choices. Second, many colleges and universities have indicated plans to reopen for the fall 2020 year with in-person classes, but the landscape is going to be quite different. Colleges may change their policies over the summer and ultimately decide to delay the on-campus experience. A few colleges have already indicated that in-person classes will not resume until next year. There will also be attempts to avoid large lecture halls so that social distancing can be maintained. Campuses may continue to require wearing masks while on campus or in a classroom. Some course sizes may be limited to accommodate constraints on the number of students in learning spaces, which could impact getting into required classes. My daughters have already been informed that large lecture hall type presentations will be replaced with Zoom or online meetings, but there will still be attempts to hold smaller discussion sections with in-person classes. Courses that have laboratories or other specialized learning environments will be a particular challenge. If you're participating in remote learning, it's unlikely your family will want you destroying the kitchen as part of your homework. Another consideration for attending college if you're planning to go away is the living environment. Living in a college dormitory with new people and making new friends can be an exciting experience. However, as new students, you will not have total control over selecting your roommates. There are also a lot of shared spaces in college dorms, including bathrooms, dining areas, and laundry facilities, and maintaining social distance could be a big challenge. Unfortunately, colleges do not anticipate social distancing as a requirement for dormitories, so that they are not ideally structured for the density of people living in these facilities. There are also still opportunities to make dormitory life fun, exciting, and safe, but you will have to consider that there are some unique challenges to this environment during a pandemic. Some of my daughter's schoolmates have decided to take a semester off from college because they want the full college experience. I do not advocate for putting off your education, but it is a consideration. One factor is the tuition cost. For example, my daughter spent the last 2 to 3 months of this school year studying at home, mostly sitting in their bedrooms, but we were still required to pay their full tuition, even though they were not on campus and using the facilities. While the respective universities consider that they are still offering a valuable education experience, my daughters did not find the experience as fulfilling as being at college. Attending a local college or community college are alternatives that have a lower cost and may allow you to live at home, which usually saves money on housing and food expenses. If you're planning to start college with support from an academic, music, or athletic scholarship, you should contact your college to find out how your scholarship is impacted if you're unable to be on campus because in-person classes are suspended. Find out from your department advisor, band or music director, or coach at the college if you have an option to attend part-time without losing your scholarship. In particular, if you're an athlete, you should find out if you can redshirt your eligibility, but still get your tuition payments, and if they will cover costs even if you are unable to practice or compete. Both of my daughters play club sports, and their respective seasons were canceled when in-person classes were suspended. College varsity sports at their colleges were also suspended. Expense considerations. You may want to rethink your college plans for the near term as a way of saving some money. College is expensive, and you are a consumer. You should be happy with what you and your parents are paying for when attending college. The type of experience and costs are related. For example, a private university versus a state school has a big impact on cost. You might want to consider attending an in-state college rather than an out-of-state or private college, at least for 1 or 2 semesters, until the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic has diminished. Depending on your family's income levels, you may be able to get partial or full tuition paid at a New York State university or community college, and then you could consider transferring later. If you're expecting your parents to help pay for your college, and they have been affected by unemployment or a reduction in income, a state college or community college is also a way of saving some money. It was a long time ago, but I personally attended Hudson Valley Community College for 2 years and then transferred to RPI. There was no pandemic at the time, but Hudson Valley was about 1/10 of the cost of RPI back in the 1980s, and that is still true today. Another way of potentially saving money is commuting. Consider attending a community college or university that is close enough to home where you do not have to live on campus. This may be beneficial both for saving money and also better being able to manage social distancing requirements. When my younger daughter Emily had her classes suspended during the winter quarter this year, she returned to the Schenectady area, but we expected she'd be going back for the spring quarter. The University of Washington then canceled the entire spring quarter, so we had to travel during the pandemic back to Seattle to clean out her dorm room. This was inconvenient, somewhat risky due to the COVID-19 virus, and an added expense. There are many very good colleges and universities within commuting distance of Rotterdam, including SUNY Albany, RPI, Union College, SUNY Schenectady Community College, Siena, the College of St. Rose, Russell Sage, and Hudson Valley Community College. They offer a broad range of curriculum. If you decide to attend college nearby and circumstances later allow, you could transfer to another college for the more traditional experience you may have originally wanted. If you were planning to use some kind of scholarship, you should check that your later transferring does not impact your scholarship. The study environment for social distancing is important. Regardless of your expectations for college, you should probably consider configuring a space where you can study effectively. This may include a desk in your bedroom or a favorite chair in the corner of the kitchen. Consider investing in a portable computer and home environment where you could do online learning more effectively in case in-person classes do not start in the fall or the college you plan to attend changes the requirements. Last, I want to share with you some links to resources. You may be able to search on the internet for these contacts and organizations, but I've also included QR codes. If you have a smartphone, use your phone's camera to scan the codes, which should then open the links in a web browser. The Schenectady County One-Stop Center has a list of resources for employment opportunities. Ms. Jennifer Bargy is a contact there and may be able to help. You may also reach out to the Mahonison Guidance Office or directly to your guidance counselor. And last, you can also reach out to Ms. Petrosino or Mr. Macbeth at the Mahonison Business Advisory Board. They have links and connections with local businesses that may require resources and potentially employment opportunities that could be available to you. My hope is that by sharing some of these ideas, you will have some new information to help you make choices about working or attending college during these somewhat uncertain times. Good luck, and thanks for watching.